Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's Wednesday, the 22nd day of March. Today is National Bavarian Crepes Day. That sounds pretty doggone good.
It does
I could
sound
go for
good.
some Bavarian crepes. It's also National Goof Off Day, which, you know, we kind of celebrate that year round.
Yeah, we kind of do.
We goof off more than our fair share. We really do. It's also National West Virginia Day today, so celebrate accordingly. In addition to that, I've got a guest joining me. Gary Anthony Williams is our guest. You've seen him in a bunch of movies, but you hear him in movies and TV shows all the time. Hundreds of projects that he's done where he lends his voice to a character or maybe even sometimes multiple characters in a show. And he's got a new one that just recently came out. It's called Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. And it just recently launched. And I'm going to be chatting with Gary Anthony Williams all about that coming up.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Sure, when somebody sends you a text with a whole bunch of emojis in it, it usually seems as though they're a happy, bubbly person, right?
You would think so.
That is not necessarily the case, according to a new study from the University of Tokyo. They say people who use a lot of emojis, they are doing that to hide how they really feel, just as much as they use them to express themselves. In an experiment involving 1,300 Gen Z females, it was found that happy emojis were often used to mask negative emotions in the person and to make a message seem more positive than it really would have been. More negative emojis, such as the sad face, were only used when a participant felt very strong negative feelings. So people were more likely to use positive emojis rather, when they're feeling negative emotions or when they're communicating with people of higher status. So I don't really use emojis. I'll put a smiley face on stuff just to let people, especially like on Facebook, to let people know I'm just kidding. Because I'll comment something that's ridiculous, and I know it's ridiculous, but I put a smiley face because I want them to know that I'm just kidding. There's not a sarcastic font yet. So, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know a new hormone shot could be the solution to getting sober faster?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
University
isn't
of
it?
Texas researchers say their studies show the hormone FGF21 might be able to reverse the effects of alcohol in half the time it usually would take. The hormone works in helping regulate your metabolism and naturally produced in our livers, the metabolism is, but having an extra dose of it could be helpful when drinking. So here's my question. If it can help boost your metabolism, can I use that to maybe lose weight, do you think?
I don't know. That's a good
your
question.
metabolism makes a big difference. Like when I was younger, I could eat anything and not gain any weight.
Right.
And now I actually just look at a donut and I gain 2 pounds. So it's not good. But this is all about drinking.
That is a true story.
It is very true. So anyway, this FGF21 is, again, to help you sober up quicker, apparently. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Jason Sudeikis has given a discouraging update about the future of Ted Lasso. A lot of folks love that show. We've not seen it. I've seen clips. The clips were very funny. It's an Apple TV Plus series, and it could conclude its third season, and then that would be done. So that's what the update is, saying that they had a plan, and the plan is great, and they think that it's going to be finished. And so there's people trying to talk them into, one more season. HBO's huge program, The Last of Us, 8 Episode 8 of The Last of Us just had 8.1 million viewers.
Wow.
Yeah, season 2 of HBO's program has done very, very well. And could it be, instead of live from New York, it's Saturday night, could it be previously recorded from New York, it's Saturday night? If they don't come to a conclusion, there's a deadline of April 1st. And if they don't get an answer, if it doesn't go the way it's supposed to go, it would go into reruns because right now they don't have an agreement. Unless that's changed since I got this story tail end of last week. 50-year history of SNL. The series has never been targeted with a specific show strike, but this is a show strike unless they get their demands met. So
right.
We'll see what happens. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now, your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. A new survey claims that 45% of people believe in ghosts. If you do, raise your hand. Okay. That's all I'm doing. You know, it's on the radio, so a lot of people are going, did anybody raise their hand? That way, if you agree or you disagree, it's only those around you who know. That's probably a dumb way to do it, but we're going to move on. Again, 45%. That's about half. If your bank password is the same as your Facebook password, it is time to change both passwords. As you know, using a weak or using the same password on multiple websites will put your data at risk. And with stats showing the average internet user has more than 70 passwords now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's no surprise that we tend to default to something that's easy to remember, like a pet's name or a street name. But with some password cracking bots, they're able to run thousands of character combinations in an attempt to access your data. It is a good idea to have a strong password. Here is an example that they use, according to one expert, on how you could put together a much better, stronger password. So you ready for this, Heidi?
I'm ready.
Think of a phrase or a string of words that would be easy for you to remember. They gave the example of flowers grow outside.
Okay.
And they say then add in some numbers and special characters. So then the password, flowers grow outside, would use the number 3 instead of the letter E. And the number
yeah, that's easy to remember.
Well, no. And then the number 0 instead of the letter O. So when you look at it, it still looks like flowers grow outside. And then they said put a percent sign or something at the end. It's a lot trickier for a human hacker to crack, and it actually slows down even the bots when you do things like that. So I've got an example, all of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Gary Anthony Williams is my guest today, and he is got to be one of the hardest working guys in show business. I'm looking through your IMDb, Gary. I got like a cramp on my scrolling finger. Holy cow, you're a busy dude.
Doesn't mention how pretty I am on that IMDb because a lot of people don't realize my prettiness.
Yes.
And not handsome. I'm just a pretty fellow.
Well, and the thing is, I love it when you're on screen because you do a lot of voice work, which is amazing. But I think you do such a good job on screen as well. You should be doing more of that. Step in front of the camera once in a while.
You know what? I'll tell the people. You know, as soon as I hang up, maybe before I hang up, I'm going to call them all. I'm going to call the mayor of Hollywood and the vice mayor of L.A. and tell them that John said, put me on TV more.
In the voiceover world, when you get some of these names on your resume, that certainly doesn't hurt. You've got things like, Family Guy and Rick and Morty and Bob's Burgers and American Dad and Rugrats. But then you have this Disney and Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. When you get the word Disney on there doing voice work, that's like cha-ching, isn't it? That's good.
Yeah, it's also cha-ching for the soul, especially with this one, man. This first of all, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see any clips of it yet, but it's fantastic. The artwork is ridiculous. It's like nothing else you have seen in a cartoon on TV. The music is by this Grammy Award winner, Raphael Sadiq. Lawrence Fishburne is producing it. It's about this 13-year-old super genius young black girl living on the Lower East Side of New York who kind of does a little time portal and brings this big dinosaur in, and then they become superheroes protecting the Lower East Side of New York because the Avengers, they're not coming to the Lower East Side. So that's what it's about. And I play her granddad, Pop, and it is seriously a must-see. Visually stunning, and the music is great.
It looks great, and I love the fact they've already picked up a second season, so that's nice.
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you leg wrestle people for a second. I don't know if you know this, but in the business, you can either have a really good show or leg wrestle, or have a really good show and leg wrestle for a second. We have a really good show, and we're all champion leg wrestlers.
That's awesome. So. Well, I'm super excited for you. And again, this is just one of the many amazing things you've had a chance to do. Now, how did the voiceover business come about? You've got a wonderful voice, so it certainly makes sense. But you've had a chance to do a lot of on-camera things, and then you're doing a lot of voiceover work. Were you kind of drawn to the voiceover work, or did that just kind of come to you?
It's crazy. They almost happened so years ago. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was in this improv comedy troupe. And the guy who ran it, his name was Tommy Futch, and he used to write commercials. And I was doing an improvised rap on stage one night, and then the next day he called me. He's like, "Hey, I wrote this commercial." And I was like, "I've never done a radio commercial." He's like, "No, dude, it'll be fine. I wrote it for you if you want to come and do it." So that was it. Like, he literally just gave me a chance. I did that spot, and then that was it. I've been doing that ever since, starting doing voiceover ever since then. Animation it's one of the harder parts of the industry to crack into, but once you get in there, I cannot imagine having a better time working than doing cartoons.
And you do such a wonderful job. Over 100 different characters that you lend your voice to. Things, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Batman, The Brave and the Bold. Again, like I mentioned earlier, Bob's Burgers, Rick and Morty's. All of these things which are household names, and your name is attached to each and every one of them. That's got to just feel almost surreal.
I hadn't thought of it till you just said that. It was only about 2 years ago, seriously, and this is not a joke. It was only about 2 years ago I was recording something, and I went, "Oh, wow, I'm a professional."
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think of I didn't even think. I literally never. I feel like one of those people in life who just won, and that's how I always feel. Like, wow, I'm really getting the opportunity to just have a fun time every day. So I literally never thought of what you said till you just mentioned that.
Well, I like you even more after hearing that. That's awesome. And again, keep doing the good job that you're doing.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And we will check out Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Thank you again. You have a wonderful time, and hopefully we'll get a chance to chat again in the future.
I love it. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
Again, our guest today has been Gary Anthony Williams, and the new project we've been talking about is Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. It's out right now. You can check it out on Disney+. I've got a link to all of the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Russian President Vladimir Putin once tried to sue Harry Potter filmmakers because they believed that the bald, floppy-eared, pointy-nosed, bug-eyed character Dobby, the elf, was based on Putin. So I've got a link if you want to see the resemblance and information on the lawsuit. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Yoda was partly modeled on a photo of Albert Einstein. Because they were trying to come up with something, a super smart character. So that's why his hair, Yoda is very thin hair, but that's why the hair is like that.
That's interesting.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The odds of getting a hole-in-one in golf are estimated at about 18,000 to 1.
Wow.
Slim odds. You know who's gotten more than one hole-in-one?
My dad has had 5.
Charlie, the guy we talked to on Tuesdays. You know the guy that could barely string a sentence together? I love
He's
that guy.
an amazing
No, he's a
golfer,
very good
though.
golfer. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Ninjas don't really wear black. Traditional ninjas know the importance of blending in, so they usually disguise themselves as civilians. So they don't go walking around looking like a ninja. Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
No. Fun facts. Several of them for you. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. They had some big news last week, by the way. Ryan Reynolds
Yeah, they did.
And the crew that started it now sold to T-Mobile. So,
Yep.
But they say everything's going to stay the same, and I guess we'll see. Hopefully it does. Your question today, Heidi. A survey found that couples do this for a total of 4 hours during January. That's more than any other month. What is it? It's not that.
Oh.
It's argue.
Oh.
Yeah, they argue.
Wow.
More in January than any other month. So
Because you're stuck inside together
and
all
it's
the
probably,
time.
we just spent all this money on Christmas, and there's
Yeah.
nothing else to do. And
Yeah,
I can
and
see
it's
that.
cold. And
Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At BetterCreditCards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. German ice cream parlor has expanded their menu by offering cricket-flavored ice cream with dried brown crickets on top.
Gross.
The unconventional confection is available at the Thomas Millohonos store. I don't know where that is. It's in the town of Rothenburg am Neckar. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right. It's in Germany. We'll say that. I'm probably not stopping by because this, even if it was up the street, this doesn't sound delicious to me. They have a history of creating unusual flavors. In the past, they've offered liver sausage, gorgonzola cheese ice cream, as well as gold-plated ice cream. Back when they did that, it was $4.25 for a tiny little scoop. Ice cream is made with cricket flour, heavy cream, vanilla extract, and honey. He said they when they get it all done, they top it with dried crickets. He says it actually has a surprisingly yummy taste. I would never know.
No.
Is that
I
not
won't be
interesting?
trying that.
No. Weird news.
Gross.
Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. I'm going to give Heidi a chance to see if she can tell me what these things stand for. ATM.
Automatic teller machine.
Good job. FYI.
For your information.
Yes. ASAP.
As soon as possible.
EOD. I need this
End
by...
of discussion.
No, end of day. So I think that it probably goes both ways. But if I was going to say I need this by
Okay.
EOD. FAQ.
Frequently asked questions.
Yeah. OCD.
Obsessive compulsive disorder.
Heidi's good at this. NATO. NATO.
That I don't know. National Association.
No, North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Okay.
WHO.
World Health Organization.
Yeah. GIF or GIF, depending on if you want to be right or wrong.
This I don't know.
Graphics Interchange Format is
Okay.
what that stands for. And our final on the list, RSVP.
Responde s'il vous plaît.
Holy cow! I left that for the end because I thought there's no way she's going to know this French thing, but I bow to you, ma'am. I bow to you. She's gotten them, like almost all of them right. You can play this fun game as well. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Jane Wagner. Jane said, "When we talk to God, we're praying. When God talks to us, we're schizophrenic." Sadly, that's a little bit true, isn't it? It's like if you walk around telling people you're hearing Jesus talk to you or God talk to you, people do think you're crazy. But I love that. What a great quote. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Like a week and a half to go until that contest is done, by the way. If you're interested, you can find all of the details at radiotravelgroup.com. We also have a link at johnandheidishow.com. Love this story. This is an amazing story. Here's a headline. Pizza delivery driver rescues a toddler wandering the city alone at 3 a.m.
Whoa.
Yeah. This happened in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's cold this time of year,
Holy
too.
cow.
A toddler was spotted wandering around at 3 in the morning when Gabe Botello, who works for Villa Pizza,
Oh my gosh.
said he was in the middle of a delivery at about 3 a.m. and he spotted this very young girl alone in the cold. He said, "I had people's food, so I ran to the door and I gave them their food. Then I went back looking for her and I didn't find her, so I got in my car and I drove around for a minute. I didn't find her, so I started pulling into parking lots. He eventually spotted the girl at a factory across the street. She was curled up between two cement blocks,
Oh my gosh.
wearing nothing but a shirt and a diaper and socks." Yeah. He said he put his sweatshirt on her and then he called 911. He said, "I had some water in my car," so she was drinking some water, and I was just kind of like, rubbing her back, letting her know that she's okay, and she started falling asleep. Said she was just exhausted and cold. Police were able to reunite the 3-year-old with her mother, who was unaware that her daughter was even missing. She thought she was in bed sleeping. It's 3 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
He said, "I'm really glad I was in the right place at the right time. Sometimes you just want to turn a blind eye. You just never know who you're saving, though." So, he said anybody could have picked up that little girl in the road.
Exactly. That is terrifying.
And he said, there's not a lot of foot traffic over there, so you never know. I'm just glad that she made it home, and I'm glad that she's okay. How crazy is that? There's a photo of him. There's not a photo of the little girl because, again, she's 3. And her mom is probably not super excited that this story is out because it's not a great story for the mom. But
No.
again, being the parent of children, we had kids too, and kids, there are times that they do stuff, they take off. But I don't know how a 3-year-old would
I
get
don't know how she would have gotten out
outside
of the house. Yeah.
at 3 a.m. So that's just crazy. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.